Right, hi Andy.
Hi.
Right, it's really glad. I'm really happy what everything's been going off with you.
Yeah.
Because since the last time, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed. Can you remember the first time when you first met me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell me about that. How did it make you feel when you see me working with other people?
Well, when the first time I met you was at the Buxton Healing Festival. We came to your talk, my daughter and my grandson and myself, and yeah, we actually unfortunately got there a bit late, so we came in and you had already been talking for about 15 minutes, so we didn't really know what was going on. And as we came in and put ourselves at the back of the sort of auditorium, if you like, someone was coming out of the audience and we didn't really know what was happening. And excuse me.
All right.
And then yeah, you did some work on, well, I know now that at the time you just said to the guy to sit opposite you like this,
Yeah.
and just to focus on something. He said focus into my eyes and just focus on your breathing. And then there was just silence, and we didn't really know what was going on because we'd missed the lead up to it. And then so I mean, and you know, 2 or 3 minutes is quite a long time to sit to watch two people just sitting opposite each other, not saying anything.
Yeah.
And then you just said to the guy, okay, you know, how does your knee feel now? And he got up and went, oh my God, that feels incredible. That's amazing. That's, you know, and he went to shake your hand, and you said, oh no, I'd prefer not to shake your hand. And I thought, oh, that's a bit, you know. And then you said, no, because I prefer to hug. I prefer to give you a hug, because that's how this works. It's a transference of energy.
Yeah.
So hugging, you know. And I think you also, something that I found quite interesting was, you mentioned about when you hug, ideally, if you have your left hand up and your right hand down, then you naturally, your hearts touch, and the energy is more, it works better, which was an interesting sort of little side thing. Yeah, and then you explained how this worked, which was very interesting in the sense that, you know, we both and we all come from where we come from is the source, the light, love, if whatever you want to call it. We are an energy, you know, force within this sort of shell. It's almost like a pair of overalls that we're wearing, really.
Yeah.
And that is something that is starting to be understood by science, actually, that there is energy within us beyond the physical, which is the way that medicine sort of tends to work in the modern world. It sort of works on the physical rather than the energy, and it's starting to sort of realize that exists. And at that point, you actually asked my daughter to come out of the audience with my grandson, and it was just a really good illustration of what you were saying, in that, you know, you asked my daughter if you could hold my grandson, and you held him up and said, look, this is a pure expression of love. There's nothing else going on there, it's just love. And that's why, you know, because that's where he's just come from. You know, he's in this physical body now, but he's basically just love. That's it. And we were all like that at one point. We all, so we can all do that. We can all express pure love. And you said, you know, that through what had happened to you, you had now rediscovered, if you like, or you know, rediscovered a way of being able to let that energy, that light, that love, that spirit from all around us flow through you, and the fact that energy actually cures anything you want, really. and that really sort of resonated. It all made sense. It's like, it was almost like listening to someone, like a teacher at school explaining something that made complete sense. It's like, well, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. So you sort of finished up your talk, and as you were finishing up, you actually said, "Oh, I've got a few minutes. Actually, I've got time for some. Is there anyone else that would?" And I was like, "Right, I'll give you something to deal with, because yeah."
Because what did you see me dealing with before?
Well, it was, as I say, the guy with the knee, and then before that there was a woman who had something wrong with her hips. So I couldn't really hear what she had actually said to you, where you placed your hands on her hips, and they sort of like, and again she was like, "Wow, that is incredible, that's amazing," and that was the thing though, and that was the other thing that really resonated with me, was the fact that you were reiterating the fact that it was nothing to do with you, and it wasn't you that was doing it. It was this, the energy that is all around the spirit, that comes through you, which is why when I came up, I mean, to start with, I was like, right, I'll sort you out. Come on, man. Dodgy knee and some funny hips, I'll like, this will sort you. So, and as you know, I came out and said, you said, "Oh, what can I help you with?" And I said, I've got secondary lymph node cancer, and I felt like it didn't really phase you at all. It didn't you didn't flinch. You didn't sort of like, and I know now that that's because it is nothing to do with you. You're like, well, okay, fair enough. Let's because it's not you. You've not got to do anything other than be that channel.
Yeah.
And that's what's so perfect about it. Really, it's so pure about it.
Yeah.
And so you said, okay, right, we'll just focus into my eyes, and just, if there's anything that starts coming up, just let it. And as you were saying the words, this incredible sort of feeling of energy started flowing up through my body, and then I just started crying. And my natural reaction, my initial and natural reaction, was to stop, because I was in front of a whole load of strangers. It's not, you're not used to sort of crying in front of an audience of complete. And then I thought, no, this is why I'm here. This is why I've come. I'm having this. Yeah. So I just let it flow, and literally let it flow, and I just started crying, and then I started audibly sobbing. I was like, I was like really crying my eyes out, and again at that point I thought, oh my God, my daughter's going to be sat at the back going, oh God, is Dad embarrassing me again? And I was like, no, she's the one that brought me here. It was her treat for me to bring me to this, and it's like, and we just walked into this. It was like, this is all supposed to be. So I just let it go, and then I just felt completely drained, completely exhausted. It felt like I'd just run a marathon or something, and I was just like, just completely like.
That's when I was holding you that time.
And then you moved your chair right forward, so our knees were touching, and you just hugged me.
Yeah.
And our heads were sort of like next to each other, and you just said, "Are you okay? You're right," And I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." I was like, yeah, and you're like, "It's okay. Just take your time. Just take your time." And it took about 2 or 3 minutes for me to actually get my breath back, almost.
Yeah.
But it just felt like there's just been such a release of something, like pain and sorrow, that just felt lifted off my shoulders and out of my body, and it just felt, it's, as you can, I find it difficult to explain.
Like it's weird. It's like when you was actually when I was holding you, or when I was looking at you, the sense of peace, what was around me, was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, unbelievable. And the love, what was like coming through me, is like, I can't hold it anymore. I mean, like, we say to each other that we love each other, but this love, what comes through, is unconditional. And the only people who can say that it's unconditional love are the ones what have really experienced unconditional love. And I tell you something, it's a love where you cannot put any labels on it. You can't say, well, it feels like this, it feels like that, it feels like the other. You can't say that.
No.
And it's like building and building and building and building. And it got to the stage where I thought, am I going to blink and explode in a minute? Am I just going to go, poof?
Yeah.
Because that's how it felt. And I thought, I can't hold it anymore. I can't hold it anymore. I can't hold it anymore. And that's when it's like Spirit saying to me, this is what you're about. This is what you're here for. You're not there for your ego. You're not here to take credit. We're the ones what are doing the work. So you just keep on being the vessel and let us show how much this brother, this soul, is loved, and how much he's going to basically accept this love without even realizing it. And that's what happened. I felt my face start to get lighter. I felt my eyes started to get even more lighter, and it's just like what happened was, I looked at you, and you just turned into like a white light. Everything around you went white. You just turned into white light, and a bit of colour in that light in you, and that's what I see. I didn't see you, Andy, as a body. I saw you as a soul, and it was an experience what I've never ever really experienced myself before. I've had the feeling, but I haven't had the seeing. And when I saw that, I thought, this is phenomenal. You know, and it's like, you've put this soul in front of me. And I'm so grateful to have you in front of me. Because they chose you to come in front of me. They chose you to make sure that you was there during the day. They had their plan already sorted out about your daughter bringing you. I had a clue. I walked into the venue with open eyes and everything. Right, I'm here to do some spiritual healing. I'm here for spirits to come through me. I haven't got a clue what I'm walking into. And this journey what I've been having, it's been going better and better, helping people walk again, helping people to feel their limbs again, helping people to stop from shaking. People started to feel the reflexes have gone on one side, getting it back again. People's limbs being attached more together again, and just be part of being that vessel. And Spirit just doing that work is second to none. You can't put a price on it. Price don't even cover it. It just shows who we truly really are. And my job is to show people who they are.
Yeah.
Knowing that you are Spirit. And Spirit does work through you. And Spirit is around you. And people can say anything what they want, but that is the truth. You can't get no more true than that.
Yeah.
You really can't. And just for that moment we spent together was such a magical moment. And I tell you, Andrew, I cannot thank you enough for that. Because it's not just that you're getting the healing from it. I'm getting the healing from it. Because it's Spirit what's working through me, and it's working through to you. And that's what it's all about. It's about transference of love with our energies going back and forth together. It's not about who's doing what to who. It's about love just transferring over to one another and being with oneness with ourselves who we truly really are.
Yeah.
So all I can say is thank you very much for that. Thank you very, very much.